So, welcome to Grandma and Grandpa's house. We've had a interesting couple of days. Cody left yesterday to go back. Yeah, to go back to LA. Or sorry, he left here to go to LA because he has to see a surgeon. And my best friend Megan, bestie since like 6th grade, Megan was in town doing some design work. And so they both ended up leaving the same day. Right before they left, I took a video and showed you guys, but we found some mold in the house, and Lane has been like really going through it teething wise. And so it just was, I don't know. When you get an idea and you're like, oh my gosh, this is it, we gotta go. That's kind of how it was. So we packed up some stuff, came over to Grandma and Grandpa's house, which thankfully is very close. Okay. Anyway, we're teething really bad, so we're here now, whatever. I wanna show you guys what I'm doing. I haven't tried it yet, but I've seen, there's a woman I follow online, and she used organic fennel seeds and organic cloves, and then took them in a mortar, which I already did it. I was wrestling a little munchkin, but either way, you pretty much like pound down to break up the cloves, and then it turns into this incredibly smelling, I'm just gonna set you on the ground for a sec, okay? Incredible smelling powder. It's like, it smells really, really good. But clove is like the OG. I'm also leaking. Perfect. Herb spice for any oral issues, I've just learned. And then you take some, here lady, look. Then you take some coconut oil, antimicrobial. It's okay.
Are you cooking?
No, why?
Did you knock the door?
I'm blending up this teething recipe for Lane. That's what I'm using the mortar for. Sorry, I woke you up. Here, Lane. Would you like some coconut oil? It smells so good. And then I'm just taking some and putting it in a little situation. She said the longer that you leave it, in the fridge, the stronger it gets. Let me make mine diluted a bit because I don't want it to be too strong. Oh no, she said her little kids love it. Like, I don't want to over-medicate her because her body is learning how to fight off a fever and take care of itself. Hey, hey, look! Look. Okay, I'm ready to look, Mom. Yeah. Here you go. Come here. Beep. Come here, look. Okay, there you go. Good job. Just a little bit. We'll report back on that. So, as I've said, we've had a bit of a day. However, this morning, I walked into Bruce's office and pulled the panther, which I don't think I've ever actually pulled the panther before. So, Bruce is going to tell us all about panther magic.
The Black Panther. It is Animal 52 in this book of medicine cards by Jamie Sams.
Jamie, your book is worn in.
I've read a few. Yep. The Black Panther. Overall theme, embracing the unknown. You know, it's interesting that Emma drew that one. I didn't know she did, but my morning reading was a meditation. I'm going to do a Mindful Monday on it called Resistance to Nearness or Closeness. But embracing the unknown, and I think for a lot of us, and the concept that I really liked, and I'm going to talk about, and I think this will unfold in this, is this notion that we have these little murmurs within us that call to us about things that we want to do in our lives, steps we want to take, whatever things we want to learn, all that kind of stuff. And life is full of stages, and so we come through these stages and there are doorways. And sometimes we sit there before the doorway and we talk or tell ourselves like we don't know what to do next. And I think that's true. I've certainly done that where like I'm kind of confused, like the path goes multiple directions or I see them. But the meditation this morning was more about that it's not so much that we don't know what to do. We just don't know how to go about doing it. And it's really a little bit more fear-based that I'm scared about opening that door or leaving this stage or whatever. So, but let's see what this has to say. So, embracing the unknown, finding healing by embracing the fear, letting go, entering the unknown dark. Okay, accept yourself for who you are and where you are. Trust the void, be present. Darkness is and can be a place of healing and self-awareness. So the poems with this one, "Oh Midnight Jaguar," even though it's Black Panther, "wash me with your courage and steal me with your grace, so I may know the value of the void of time and space. Teach me all your lessons, how to face the dark unknown, then let me bravely leap into the shadows all alone." All right, Black Panther slid silently through the bayou, her golden eyes catching the starlight, midnight fur soundlessly rippling over her stealthy muscle bone body. She and her mate were the last of their kind in the homeland of the Caddo tribe. The Panther clan had been honored and respected by the red people of the bayou for hundreds of years. Black Panther's medicine allows human beings to face their fears and dark behaviors, exploring those internal shadow aspects of being. So there's a quote that I've used a bunch of times. He's a French poet, and he wrote this for a New Year's Eve toast. And it's, no, that's a different one, sorry. This one is Letters to a Young Poet, and I've talked about it before, where the poet writes about how do you do this and how do you do that. And the older poet writes him back, and the end of it is, don't worry about knowing or having all the answers right now. Just live into the questions. And I've always kind of thought, I interpreted that, when I first heard it, that it means just kind of standing firm and just like holding the question. But I'm pretty convinced anymore when he said live into the questions, it doesn't mean stand still. It means clarity is found through action. And if we don't keep moving forward, we don't gain any more clarity. So if you just stand in the same place and you're meditating, hoping that some huge revelation is going to pop to you, maybe that happens for some of you. For most of us, it really doesn't. The silence is good. And it's good because when we get silent, the shadows emerge. The things in our shadows emerge, and we can see them and work with them. It's not like it calms everything and everything goes away. So for the questions in your life, and if you're struggling with embracing uncertainty on the next stage, take the one smallest step you can take. And each time you take one small step in the direction you think you should go, the universe will give you clarity. And there's also something about universal momentum. Once you start, the universe gets excited for you. And it will send energy and people and support as you move forward. You're never as alone as you think you are. All right, so that's Bruce Kittle reporting here from Black Panther Bayou. So embrace the darkness, fear not. There will be light at the other side of the waters in which you must cross. Namaste. We good?
Thanks, Bruce.
Okay. A little impromptu reading.
Hello, old friend. It's not even that crazy right now. I have not been in a sauna since Lane's been born. I actually read some stuff about how you're not supposed to do it if you're breastfeeding, but figured one time in 8 months won't hurt. So these are sauna hats. Cody, I don't know if he's bought all of them. The captain's hat. This was mine. We brought them, look at there. Brought them from our Bonsall house. But they're 100% wool, and they're incredible about keeping your head cooler. I have my hair up while you sauna, so you can stay in here longer, which it really helps me, and it really helps my hair not to get super fried. But yeah, that's sauna. Let's sweat. 10 minutes. Back in the sauna. Oh my gosh. I just got out of, I just finished my workout, and then I did red light and sauna, and I kind of have to, definitely, and I kind of have to rotate it with my mom because we have Lainey, and she can't be in the red light or sauna, obviously. You're just not quite there yet, but you are crawling. Incredibly impressive. I wanted to do a little check-in because this week is week 2 of our cleanse, and I talked about this a couple episodes back where I did the blood work, and then I went down to. You want my phone? Where's mommy's phone? Here. And then we went down to Florida, and I wish I had taken it with me just for the consistency. But either way, this is week 2, and I am feeling good. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling, I wanted to do a little check-in and kind of share what week 1 was like, and then where we are now, and what's happening moving forward. So I decided to do this cleanse because I just haven't done any real check-in with my blood work or my health markers since before baby. And I know that things can change and shift quickly, and I just really wanted to be intentional about that. And also, like, my biggest goal right now is fertility. I'm 35 and I want to have more babies. I want to have like 3 more babies. And so I just really want to make sure my body is in its healthiest state and that there's nothing that would prevent us from that, because if we decide to have more babies, like 4, then I'll be in my 40s, and I know that that's possible and people do it now, but I just want to be really mindful of it and prioritize fertility. And so I feel like I've been on a fertility journey for the past like 3 years, right? It kind of started when we went to Japan and I started incorporating meat back into my diet. I was really, my iron levels were really low. But either way, long story short, this is just the other side of... She has my keys in her mouth. This is the other side of my pregnancy. And obviously my body feels really different. It moves differently. It processes things differently. There's like a click in my back every time I do certain moves. And yeah, it's just different. And so I feel like I'm getting to know this new version of myself every day. And her. Here you go, baby. So either way, week 1, we cut out dairy, alcohol, bread, processed carbohydrates, processed foods. And we really ate, we did a breakfast, lunch, and then dinner, and then and then a shake. And so wake up first thing in the morning, have a shake with blueberries, coconut milk, and then there's a specific supplement brand that the Wellness Method has created, and so we used that. We kind of blend that in, and it's all about anti-inflammatory properties. And yeah, so we had sweet potatoes. My mom's vegetarian, so all of her meat or protein was, she did albacore tuna or tofu, the white albacore. And then I did turkey sausage, and I did turkey like meatballs, something like that, and then a lot of sweet potatoes. And so for breakfast, we had sweet potatoes, and then for lunch, just with like the parasite thing going around right now, instead of doing like a salad, we did cabbage. It was like a salad of, of cabbage, apples, and then also the protein. And then dinner was more veggies, but with sweet potatoes and the protein. And it was very filling, honestly. And then we just kind of wanted to switch it up. So I'll share that in a second. But the big thing, obviously cutting alcohol is big, and we could still have coffee the first week. We're cutting out caffeine this week. But hi, sweetie. I feel like my sleep is very dependent on Lane, so if she sleeps well, I sleep well, and so it just depends on those things. So, I've had some really great nights of sleep, and obviously not having alcohol helps with that tremendously. So I'm grateful for that reminder. Either way, when we first weighed in, I was at 183. And yesterday, which was the end of week 1, I weighed in at 180. So that's pretty cool. And some of my rings are starting to fit a lot looser. I wore an Oura ring to help track my cycle. before pregnancy, and then I wore it for most of my pregnancy, and then finally my knuckles got too big. But it hasn't fit since, and so now it's starting to fit me again, which is so cool. So now I have to find the charger, and I can start wearing it again. But so noticing the inflammation in my joints, that's pretty cool. I felt like I really am feeling a lot of tension in my feet and my ankles. So I'm hoping this starts to relieve some of that tension too. But yeah, we down 3 pounds. Proud of that. And I feel like we did a really, really good job with the meal plan. I'm not a lover of black coffee, but I will say I did enjoy it this week more than I expected to. So that was a relief. But now starting week 2, we are not having caffeine. So we can have decaf coffee. And I know that there is trace amounts of caffeine in it, but that's kind of the trade-off. So we'll do that. George's Chef Tyler, Chef Goody, he helped Claire when she went through this detox program before Sports Illustrated. And so he just like knew it already. So we, instead of me trying to cook all of this for with a baby, we just hired him to help us, which has been like the greatest gift. So this week, the menu is a little bit different, and I'm going to do a much better job of taking you along with us because obviously, like, you know, week 1, I feel like it's so interesting because, like, right when I start walking on the treadmill again, I'm like, oh my God, I'm just like, I feel so good. And, but this is a 4-week program, and so I'm excited to see how I feel at the end of this one. And I will say my biggest concern was that it would affect my milk supply for Lane, and it has not done that. I don't think it has. I've felt like a little bit lighter some days, like in the beginning, and so I started, we can have unlimited veggies, just not nightshades, and so I just started eating more veggies throughout the day, and then if I ever felt hungry, I would incorporate a little bit more protein or kind of like move, have part of my lunch with breakfast or whatever. And so I just, as much as I am trying to be strict with this, my number 1 priority is her and making sure she's doing good. But it's been really fun having her try some of the foods and the sweet potatoes and everything. So yeah, that's a little check-in. I didn't do a great job last week with really documenting it, but my mom's in town with me, and it's just been really fun to share that with her. So I'll get some feedback from Jan too. Okay, so I brought a selection home. It's cool how we all organize it. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then we also get some fruit. So let's open them together. Lane's playing with a squash. Fruit. There's a bunch of cherries. Cream and strawberries or cherries are my favorite. Wow. How'd you do that? Next, for breakfast this week, we're doing cauliflower turkey. I'm actually gonna prep that one right now while we're chatting. For dinner, we're doing spaghetti squash and zucchini noodles with some chicken and his homemade pesto. So let's go. Let's eat. Oops, there's the dog. Oh my God, everything's happening. What are you doing? I think she's getting your camera. Last one? No, we'll do one more time. Here's 3 more. Oops. Hello. welcome to our red light room. So this room is at the barn, and it is incredible because it's 2 full panels of Juve lighting, and it's just like a whole body red light experience. Juve is the brand, and it's so sick. Yeah, incredible. But red light is really great for recovery and cell restoration and rejuvenation. So it helps you to rebuild your cells and recover quicker. It's also really, really great for your skin. There's a lot of different types of lights that can be helpful for your skin. Like some are better for acne or infection, while others are better for tightening and lifting and anti-aging, or helping with wrinkles. So this one is like full body health, but it's pretty fun to come up here. Today we woke up at 7. Lane, she's been a little restless at night, and I'm wondering if that's when my milk supply is getting a little lower. I feel like I'm okay during the day, but you know, the way you check is you grab your boobs and you know, you can feel how dense they feel. And that has felt floppier, less full, like deflated balloons. So I woke up this morning and did my smoothie and breakfast before coming to the gym, and then we got to the gym an hour earlier, which was really nice. So I'm in here for 10 to 15 minutes, and then I just try to stretch. I listen to a podcast or an audiobook. Yeah, and it's fun. The other thing I like to do while I'm in here is just breathwork and manifestation. A few episodes ago, I shared with y'all that there was like a big manifestation that I was calling in, and it's coming. There have been really great signs. So she's not quite here yet. It's actually come in like different ways, but I think, yeah, I'm just trying to learn and stay focused on it. So yeah, when I'm in here, I like to breathe and focus on the joy that I will feel once I am living in that reality, in that timeline, or like how grateful I'm going to feel waking up and having that, or how much fun it's going to be to host my family with that, or just all the things. So yeah, I'm really excited because it's been cool to see how this develops. I thought this was something that might take, like, we wouldn't hear for like the next couple of years. This was like a very long-term thing for me, but took about a month, maybe 2 weeks. So pretty special, but yeah, so that's kind of what I like to do. But the podcast that I've been listening to, there's one called M on the Brain. I like her because her name's M, but she teaches neuroscience of like behaviors and patterns. And it's like nothing that I haven't heard before, but I think she has a very bright and witty and clear way of delivering things. So highly recommend that. And the episodes are like 20 minutes, so that's kind of fun. And then I've started listening to different mom podcasts. I don't have a favorite one yet, but if you guys have any favorite mom shows or podcasts or episodes, I'd love to listen to those because I think I just learned so much from other mothers and wisdom. So yeah, red light. There we go. Good morning. a really foggy day on the river. I watched Project Hail Mary last night. It was like the best movie ever. Highly recommend. It was really long, which I like long movies, but my baby. It's a bit of a wrestling match. Today we are taking a little break from the gym. We're gonna do some garden content. Jan's gonna come over and help me with some garden content. And then just doing a little gardening. I gotta weed a lot of things. And now that Lane can crawl and get out of every entrapment that I created for her, this is gonna be just a whole new process of gardening. So first thing I do when I get up in the morning is I turn on my hot water and then I cook breakfast, week 2 of the cleanse. And what I found is I just really like to steam my food. So I'll just put a little water in a pan and then I set it to about mild. So it's like if my stove goes up to a 10, it's an electric stove. I set it right at like 4. And then we're gonna make our smoothie. I'm gonna do a little frozen bananas. This is our protein supplement. And then this is by far my favorite coconut milk blend. I've tried the other ones. This one's the best. I'm supposed to do about a half cup. I do a little bit more. The thing about this blender is I feel like everything gets stuck up here. So if you have, this is the Beast blender. Then I have some, there we go. I don't know why I just decided to do this on my phone today, but we are. Some basil. I have 2 different types of basil in my garden. I know one of them is Thai basil. This is for chopping veggies. I love this knife. Straight blade. Actually, I should pull from down here. Just picked this yesterday. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. Okay. That's how we make breakfast. Last little prep piece I do. My sister-in-law made this mug. It's so sweet. I love it. Dev. And then I just pull my supplements out. And then just try to space them out throughout the day. Maybe 3 of these. And then taking a bunch of vitamin C for Lane's immune system. I was taking a bunch of vitamin D also, but then somebody was like, that's way too much. You should not be taking that. So I think I've misdosed myself. So my mom, or like my parenting realization yesterday was like, now that I'm a mom, my eyes are just always on someone else. And I know that they say that and whatever, but it's like until you're living it, you really have no idea how much like your focus and your world just shifts to someone else. I can't believe like everything I do, I'm just staring at her. And I know that she's in that, well, I don't know that it'll ever really change, but yeah, it's just my focus is so much on someone else and someone fragile. And like everything can hurt her. So yeah, I'm on realization of the week. Good morning. We always start by saying good morning to Aunt Claire's perfect little booty. I've found that I feel more motivated by this poster hanging in the gym. I mean, like, obviously there's a lot of greatness and hard work with all of those football jerseys, but that ass. Okay, we're gonna go weigh ourselves. Ooh!
You can kind of move forward or back to make it less or more.
I'm like 179. Woo! Yeah, like 179, 180. I started at 183. I also am weighing in. This morning I've had about 40 ounces of water, a whole fucking smoothie, breakfast,
Good, yeah. So,
and a coffee. So I'm probably closer to like 150 pounds, really.
I started, I believe, at 170, and I weighed in at 165.3. Hell yeah.
It's badass, Grandma. Did you already go to the bathroom?
Yeah.
Woohoo! I was just saying how we say good morning to Claire's butt cheeks every morning.
You did?
Yeah.
Tell her that?
No.
Tell her that.
This guy scares me all the time. Always think it's a person.
Hi, Mama.
Dun, da, da, da. Hello, everyone. About to do some meal prep. Cleanse week 3 coming up, and my little baby just fell asleep, so we're gonna be keeping it volume low. Yeah, I'm excited. This is gonna be the first week that we're doing meal prep. I think I talked about this before, but my brother's chef was still in town, so we hired him to help us with the first couple weeks. But now we thought it'd be fun. Get after it. Okay, so this is how I blocked out what we're having. Right now we're going into week 3, like I said. So the difference is instead of having one smoothie for breakfast, we're gonna have like a half scoop of the protein smoothie for breakfast and then the other half for dinner. So it's more like 2 smoothies a day. I've been doing banana and blueberry, frozen banana, frozen blueberry, with coconut milk. But this week I got some cacao powder and frozen cherries, which I'm very excited about. So huge plot twist, everybody. So we're doing that, and then we're having sweet potato with some coconut milk and cinnamon for breakfast. I've been seeing some people post about this, and it just looks so good, and I'm just missing the sweet potatoes. So we're gonna do that. I've been having turkey every day, so my mom's a vegetarian. Jan is just gonna be doing the sweet potato and the coconut milk, like with warm coconut milk. And then I'm gonna be doing some shredded chicken. So actually, so I'm gonna be doing some shredded chicken. And then we have some cucumbers, baby carrots, as snacks, some veggies. And then for lunch, we're doing a kind of tuna salad, like albacore with some edamame, kind of like an Asian-inspired cabbage salad. And then dinner, we're doing a veggie ginger lemon soup. And then for my mom, I'm going to prep a bunch of baked tofu. And then for me, chicken. So I haven't really done meal prep in a while. So just looking at my kitchen, I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed. But fuck it. But F it, let's do it. That'll do. All right. So So currently soaking all of our veggies. I use the Koala Eco fruit and vegetable wash. Just like 2 to 3 squirts, and then I've been letting it soak, actually probably longer than I need to, but so those are ready to come out. So let's get started. Now, if you remember, which I'm sure you do because I talk about it every vlog, I took the majority of my favorite kitchen tools up to Toronto because I thought we were going to be living in this house for 3 years. I got this new bowl. It's at the farmer's market. I love it. It reminds me of Colorado. Doesn't it look like the mountains and the rivers? Now, the thing about our cleanse is you can't really put too much seasoning on it. So we're gonna keep it pretty light. But I need to like organize my workstation a little bit better. Okay, recipe 1 in. Incredible. Okay. We're gonna store these in here. Okay, what are we doing now? Now we're going to press tofu. Cutting board. Perfect. Okay. All right, let's take some of these. I love tofu. Cody's actually, I think, allergic to it. I think it happened after we were in Japan. We just ate so much soy-based products. And he would have tofu like every day. Cool. Yum. Good morning. All right, y'all. Exciting, exciting, exciting. I'm gonna show you how gorgeous this garden is getting. We did have some really big heavy rains and some of my tomato plants got knocked over, but just look at her go. Look at her go. All right, we got some peppers, a baby pepper, and then here you can see the big branch fell, but look at these tomatoes. And then see, this one fell too. This one fell too. We had a big storm and yeah, so kind of a bummer. And then look at this. Holy moly! And a little one! Oh my god, they're so cute. There's like 3 more scattered throughout here. So the garden has kind of gotten away from me ever since we got back from ever since we got back from Florida and All-Star break. But so I'm kind of sad that I'm leaving it like this. We're taking off for a little girls trip, but my neighbors have some little kids, and so they're gonna come over and harvest the garden for me. And I just thought it'd be a fun way to leave some treasures and all the things, and then there'll be some tomatoes for when we get back. But I know we haven't done a garden update in forever, and I realized that, so I just wanted to show you guys what's going on. And yeah, that's it. Lane has started to grab things and like stand up. She's not walking yet or standing independently, but life has changed. All those moments where I just like popped on my vlog, now I feel really distracted, or like I just have to protect her. So I know this was kind of like a random vlog for you guys, but it's just been kind of behind the scenes of what we're doing. The cleanse is going really well. I have been eating scoops of nutso. If you guys haven't tried nutso, it's at Costco. It's the best, the crunchy one, because I just really needed more calories for my breast milk. It just felt like it was going down, and that was freaking me out for Lane, and well, freaking me out, but we were not sleeping very well. She needs more milk at night. And so yeah, so I kind of had to up that. But otherwise, we've been doing a really good job. I'm definitely over the caffeine hump, which was tough, and the wine, letting go of the wine, but I feel really good now. My pants, these were like super tight on me last month, so feeling excited about that. But either way, thank you so much for tuning along. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.